With the season of Black Ops 6 Zombies getting closer and closer to its end, whether that be with DLC 4 Janus Towers or a potential DLC 5 that I'm starting to doubt exists as time goes on, regardless of when it is, we're getting close to that end. And this got me thinking about one thing that we always think about when it comes to the end of a zombie season. And that's the potential for a super Easter egg and its rewards. But as always, I highly recommend you guys to head down to the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the possibilities of a super Easter egg and what you want to see as a rewards. And hey, while you're down there, you might as well drop a like and subscribe if you aren't already. And with that said, let's talk about a super Easter egg. Now, one thing that I've always remembered, even though it's been years ago, is that there was the lead developer for Infinite Warfare Zombies, and he was talking about the bar that was set with that game and its super Easter egg. And this is where Kevin Drew says you set the bar really high, and he says he can't wait with his next game to try to surpass it. And this has always made me think that with Black Ops 6, the game he was talking about, will Treyarch finally do something crazy for its super Easter egg? And when I talk about a super Easter egg, we have to be clear of what we're talking about here, because there's kind of two different things. There's the actual super Easter egg, like something you get to do after the main quest. If you complete all of the other main quests for the maps, like there's a bonus super Easter egg unlocked. And then there's also the rewards you get for completing all the main quests. Because if we look at the two things, the first time we technically ever got a super Easter egg was with Black Ops 2 Zombies, but it was only with 3 of the maps, the Victus maps. And on Buried, if you did all the Easter eggs for rather Richtofen or Max's, you'd be able to click a button and you'd get various rewards. Now, those rewards were only temporary for that match, but they still existed. But on the other hand, we do have these super Easter egg rewards, like permanent rewards that every time you spawn into another Zombies map is going to have them. And I guess technically the first time we had something like this was with Black Ops 3 Zombies, because with that game, I guess we were spawning in with an RK5 instead of just the regular gun. You know, it was just something. I guess it was the first time. And then with Cold War, it got a little bit better because you would spawn in with a purple rarity gun of whichever one you spawn in with, which is definitely a lot nicer. But let's be honest, when someone's talking about a super Easter egg and its rewards, everyone thinks of what I've already mentioned earlier: Infinite Warfare Zombies, a game not even made by Treyarch. And for the people who don't know how that all went down, how it would work is that after you complete all of the main Easter eggs, you would get something called directed mode. And when you turned on directed mode, you would spawn in with all the perks permanently. So all perks permanent, like that's crazy. And also 25,000 points. And not only that, but also the mystery box got a buff too. Now all of the guns out of the mystery box would automatically be pack punched, and on top of that, wonder weapons and their upgraded forms would also be in the pack punch also. Like, those are the insane rewards we were getting for that game. But then it wasn't only that, that's just the reward side. And to me, what is kind of the cooler thing was the super Easter egg itself. Because now if you went back and completed every single Easter egg in directed mode again, then you would unlock a special boss fight that is the Mephistopheles boss fight. One of the most insane boss fights has ever existed in a Call of Duty game ever, and it was absolutely amazing, and also added some more story depth to the story. That's something that I really think could help Black Ops 6. And that's what I really want to see. Like, we'll talk about the rewards, but what I really want to see with Black Ops 6 is that super Easter egg, not just the rewards. The rewards are fine, but I think that the super Easter egg is the more important part, unlocking more content simply by just doing all of the other main quests. But of course, we'll still start off talking about the rewards because that's what most people care about besides me. Now, to be straight up with you guys, I don't think the rewards will be as crazy as what we saw in Infinite Warfare Zombies, at least spawning with all the perks permanently and 25,000 points. I don't think Treyarch wants to make the game as cheesy as that did for Infinite Warfare. Don't get me wrong, I still love Infinite Warfare for that, and I do think it was great, but I don't think that's what Treyarch wants to do, and honestly, I don't want them to do it either. But there's still things to take from Infinite Warfare. One thing that I think could be really good for the game is to give the mystery box a buff like they did with the directed mode in Infinite Warfare, because currently the box is so useless. But now imagine every time you spawn in after completing all the Easter eggs, the reward you get is that all the guns you get from there are not only going to be pack-a-punch right away, but on top of that, they'll all be guaranteed to be a higher rarity, purple or gold rarity maximum, and maybe your chance of getting wonder weapons out of the box is higher too. Also add the wonder weapons to the mystery box, like the swords from Citadel. You can't normally get them in the box, but now you can. Or maybe the upgraded versions of the Mark II, you can now get those from the mystery box too. Obviously keeping them to the respective maps, because I think it'd get too chaotic otherwise, but doing stuff like that would make the game better. I think that would be a really good way not only to reward us for playing the game, but also kind of fix a problem with the game. Like, because one of the big problems with the game is that the mystery box is pretty useless, but this would make it a lot more useful. And obviously this means that when you spawn in with the gun, your loadout gun can't be high rarity pack punch when you spawn in either, but I think it would make you want to use the mystery box more and also be a reward. And maybe also apply this to the wall buys, right at the start of the game, purple rarity or higher, and pack a punch when you buy them without a price increase. I think that would be a great reward for the game. Now if you want to take more things from Infinite Warfare, you could also maybe integrate permanent perks, but maybe you don't spawn in with them, but after you buy them, then they become permanent. That could be really cool. And also maybe we spawn in with a little bit extra points, maybe not 25,000 extra points, but still a bit more. Like, you could do things like that that can make the game better. But also things specifically for Black Ops 6 that could be really nice. Maybe make it to where the perks aren't nearly as expensive, especially later on, because they add 500 every single time you buy a perk. Well, maybe you get rid of that 500, cut it to 250, or cut it off entirely. Every perk you buy is now 2,500, regardless of how many perks you had before that. Or one I really hope with is maybe the pack punch machine isn't going to cost 50,000 points to get your gun all the way to pack punch level 3. Maybe they cut everything in half and everything's a lot cheaper. That could be great for this game. Or another thing is maybe with the augment system, you could integrate that into it. Something people talked about for a long time now is that maybe one of the rewards could be that you could put on 4 augments for every single perk instead of just 2. I mean, that could be kind of crazy. I don't know how that could really be implemented, but it would be crazy. But rewards like that would make it worth it to want to complete all those quests. People who just been playing zombies but not doing the quests will now be intrigued into doing them and incentivized into doing them, because now they know they're going to get rewards for doing them, like permanent rewards that you could have constantly. There's really so many good ways to implement it, especially in a game specifically like Black Ops 6 with its unique features. But as you guys already know, that's not even my main focus for the super Easter egg. My main focus isn't on rewards, instead it's the actual super Easter egg itself. And honestly, I think they should do something pretty similar to what they did in Infinite Warfare. Give us a super Easter egg boss fight. I think that is what they should do, but I feel like they could do it a little bit better, and this might just be a little pipe dream of my own and maybe not something that's realistic, but oh my gosh, tell me this doesn't sound amazing. Like, what if in this game, when you complete the final map, whether that's Janus Towers or another one after that, the ending is something like crazy, like we lost, we failed, we died, or whatever, the Sam AI won and we lost, like that's what happened. But then all of a sudden we get this reward, and maybe call it directed mode or something else, and now when you go back and do all the other Easter eggs, now you have to re-hunt every Easter egg, because now every Easter egg has a new step that if you do it, you will now get a check mark on that map. And once you go back and do all of these maps with this new step that each of them have, when you go back and do the final Easter egg again, you would then get an insane super Easter egg boss fight, except the ending is changed, and now this is where we beat the Sam AI, and maybe it ties into Modern Warfare zombies and why our characters were dead in that. It's like, all of that could be so cool for 2 reasons. Because not only does this give you a reason to go back and play the other maps because you want to do the super Easter egg boss fight, but on top of that, now you have to go back and hunt every single map for that new Easter egg step. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just a new one. You don't have to do it every time you go back and do these Easter eggs, but just for that one initial time, so you can unlock that super Easter egg boss fight. A new hunt happens for every single map. It would add so much replayability to all of those, like crazy hunt, people hunting all the different maps at once for this new step that they added to every Easter egg. And then finally we get that super Easter egg boss fight and a crazy new ending, and maybe like the actual canon ending instead of maybe a non-canon ending that you get just by beating DLC 4 or the final map normally. Like, I think that could be so freaking cool and add so much more depth to the story. Like, something like that would be insane. And like I said, maybe that's a pipe dream, but holy, tell me that doesn't sound like it'd be the coolest thing ever. But at the bare minimum, if we do get a super Easter egg, I mean, we have to have a super Easter egg boss fight, right? Like, that has to be a thing, especially with Krevin Drew telling Lee Ross what he did. Like, they want to one-up it. Like, come on, you gotta at least have a super Easter egg boss fight. So, I mean, hopefully we even get one, but, you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But regardless, though, that's going to wrap it up for this video, and I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on this whole subject. But regardless, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.